Hello, Brent here from American English with this guy, teaching you some English. That's what this channel is all about. Let's learn some English. And you're in luck if you like the Marvel universe, because today we're going to look at Loki, a new series coming out on Disney Plus. It's not quite out yet, so we only have the trailer to watch, but there are two trailers. And trailer in English, if you don't know that word, yeah, it can be like the thing that gets pulled behind a truck. You might call that a trailer. If someone has a mobile home, a home that can be moved, a small home, you can call that a trailer as well. And you might visit a trailer park in the United States. But a trailer also means the introduction to a movie, usually 2 or 3 minutes long. Call it the trailer, try to get people to come and watch it. So we only have a few minutes of the Loki episodes, but guess what? They're loaded with slang and phrasal verbs, some of the hardest things to learn in English. So we're kind of in luck. Let's take a look at the first part here.
Get your hands off.
All right, we already have a phrasal verb and it's hand over. You can use hand over when you want someone to pass you something. You can see Tony Stark has a briefcase and the other man wants him to hand it over, give it to me, pass it to me, let me have it. We also have the phrasal verb hand in. That's a little bit different because maybe you have an assignment for English class and you hand it in. It could be literally giving the teacher a piece of paper with your assignment. Now everything is digital. You're probably handing in things with your computer, but we still use the term hand in English. As many of you know, I'm an actual English teacher in an American school. And last week I had an assignment and most of my students handed it in. It was on a Google form and they passed it in digitally. Did you hear how I just used another phrasal verb, passed it in? It's just about the same as hand it in. You can pass in an assignment or you can hand in an assignment.
How long have you been here?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Time passes differently here in the TVA.
What does that mean?
You'll catch up.
A couple things here. Did you see Owen Wilson's character say hard to say? That's a great alternative to saying I don't know. If you feel like you say I don't know too often, you can always switch it up with hard to say. Maybe someone asks you, what time will you be home tonight? Instead of saying I don't know, you can say hard to say. I'm filming this lesson in April 2021. If someone asks you, hey, when will life return to normal? You can always answer, hard to say. We have another phrasal verb there, catch up. Owen Wilson's character is telling Loki he will catch up. That means he doesn't know everything yet, but eventually, I love that word. If you don't know that word, eventually hasn't happened yet, but it will. He will eventually catch up, meaning one time in the future, he will know everything. Catch up is the opposite of fall behind. Let's say you have an English class that you're taking. Maybe you are falling behind in your assignments. You haven't completed them all on time. You need to catch up. That means you will work extra hard to hand in or pass in those assignments on time. Let's say 3 friends are walking right in a row down the street. One of them receives a phone call. They get a little distracted, start talking. Maybe they are a little slower than their other 2 friends. We would say that they have fallen behind. Maybe once their phone call is done, they will catch up and fall in line with the other 2 friends again. Now would be a great time to ask you to hit that like button if you are learning any English at all. Thanks so much. All right, I'd like to take just a second to tell you a story that I think will help you with your English. A few years ago, I had a couple students in my class, and they would always argue about which Tom H was cuter. If you don't know, Tom Hiddleston plays Loki, and Tom Holland plays Spiderman. And every day before class started, I would have to hear, oh, Spider-Man's cuter. No, Loki's cuter. And eventually I would just have to say, hey, listen, I don't care which one is cuter. Can you please settle this later because I need to teach English? I never found out which Tom H was cuter, but if you want to leave your opinion down in the comments section, I would love to read about it. Spider-Man or Loki? Which one is cuter? I must admit, Tom Hiddleston is a pretty good looking guy, but nobody asked me.
Studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times. Why never do it again?
Let's talk about what was just said there. Owen Wilson, the person that's not Loki, said you've literally stabbed people in the back 50 times. And then we're talking about trust. Well, Loki didn't, maybe he did, but literally stabbing someone in the back means you take a knife or something sharp and then you stab them in the back. Actually, he's talking about metaphorically. He's talking about some kind of idiom we use in English. When you stab someone in the back, that means you double cross them. It's another way to say it, but it means you do something really mean to someone who thought they could trust you. For example, let's say you are having an honest conversation with a friend and you tell that friend, hey, I really don't like Becky. Let's make up the name. And then that friend you thought you could trust, you told a secret to, went ahead and told Becky that you didn't like them, they would stab you in the back. Not literally, but metaphorically. And instead of saying metaphorically, we will sometimes say figuratively. It doesn't mean you actually do it, which is what makes idioms so difficult because they are not meant to be translated literally. They're meant to be translated metaphorically or figuratively.
Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, again, we have Owen Wilson's character saying, you sound super smart or you sound really smart. Be careful of that because when you say, oh, you sound like a really nice guy or you seem like a really nice guy, it doesn't mean you actually are really nice. It just means you sound like it, which is why Loki has to come back and say, well, I am smart. So at the end of a job interview, hopefully the boss doesn't say to you, hey, you sound like you'd be really good for this job. You can say, well, I would be really good for this job. Give me a chance.
Do I get a weapon?
Here's a trick to sound more natural in English. Did you hear Owen Wilson's character say, nah? Instead of saying no, you can say nah. It's really casual. You don't want to say it in a job interview, but when you're talking to some of your English speaking friends, instead of saying no, say nah. Instead of saying yes, say yeah. I hope this English lesson has helped you improve. If you are looking for more English lessons with TV shows, right up there, I have one with The Simpsons. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.